Welcome back to the vlog. Today we're going to be going through my entire skincare routine, but it's also my kind of self-care morning. So I have this one day a week, which today is a Thursday. I try and do it on a Monday or a Friday, but this is how it's working out this week. That basically involves me oiling my hair, giving it a bit of a massage. I leave the oil in all day so that I can wash my hair tonight. Yeah, sorting my skin out, just giving it a bit of TLC. Sometimes I do other stuff, so this is a bit more of a basic routine in terms of my skincare, but let's get started. So first off, I want to add these because my under eyes are so bad. I don't know if you can see it through the camera, but oh my God, my sleep last night was so bad. I just could not sleep. It was one of those nights where you're just staring at the ceiling for what feels like hours. So I am gonna add these. I don't even know if I put these the right way around. I just honestly just let them go where they want to go. So yeah, let's put these. These tend to actually help me with the darkness. So if you're looking for something that actually does work, it's very kind of refreshing for the eyes. You can feel it tingling. So okay, while that's getting to work, I'm gonna oil my hair. And my hair has quite a bit of hairspray in it from filming the last few days. So I like to just make sure it's really sleek when I'm filming, just because it stays out of my way when I'm doing makeup and stuff. So what I want to do is put some oil. The oil I'm using is the Indie Wild oil, and I quite like this. So I just need to make sure I don't spill this anywhere. I just put this all through my hair. And then before I move to the other side, I do this. So this is actually the comb that comes with it, which is actually really good for massaging the scalp. And I actually have quite a dry scalp at the moment. Recently, I've been dealing with a lot of hair loss and hair fall, basically. And I've especially noticed it on the sides of my head here and the top. Now, I actually went and had a hair consultation with someone at the clinic that I go to. He was really good. He explained it all to me, and honestly I kind of feel like it's a bit of a lost cause. Like, I just feel like, what am I supposed to do? I think these are moving around. He said realistically, you know, it's normal, it happens, and you know, it's hereditary as well. He asked about like my mum and dad's hair situation, and my dad really doesn't have much left, so you know, I'm kind of like, am I taking after him? Even my mum's hair is a lot finer than what it used to be. This just feels so good. This just feels so good. I do like to put a lot of oil in, I'm going to be honest. But it is really important if you do this, that you do scrub your scalp when you're washing your hair, because you don't want to be left with residue on your scalp, which can affect like the growth and stuff like that. But basically he said that the only way to deal with this is to do something like called miso, which is basically when they kind of inject nutrients and stuff into your scalp, along with PRP. I think it's called, what's it called? Minoxidil or something? You must have heard of it, right? A lot of people take this. It's quite a common thing that people take for hair loss, and it works. I've seen kind of like before and afters, and it really does seem like it works. But I've also heard kind of side effects like headaches and stuff like that. And I don't know how I feel about using that. He wanted to use that in combination with this other thing beginning with F, and I can't remember what the name is for the life of me. But it is basically it's not a hormone. Clearly I am not a doctor, but it is something that they use in men. It kind of scared me a little bit. In men for hair loss, and apparently it works really well in women. And that will give you the hair regrowth, right? So basically, you can stop the hair fall, you can increase the growth, the thickness will come back, everything, you'll have a full head of hair probably. But get this, only while you're using it. So if you stop using it tomorrow, in 2 to 3 months, your hair will go back to shedding the way it was before. And I'm just like, I can't do that for the rest of my life, right? And I was like, what are the other options? I was actually going to go through with it that day, by the way, and they tried to take my blood for the PRP, and they just couldn't get my blood, right? And normally, I know it is difficult when they take my blood, they find it really hard because my veins are really fine. Like, they just can't seem to find a vein. But this time, this was on another level. She got the vein and the blood just wasn't coming through, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit because I was like, why is my blood not coming out? And she was like, it's just coming drop by drop, and it was so slow, and they had like so much to take. And I was like, she was like, it's just, your blood is very thick. And I was like, that does not sound good. And I was like, let's just stop, right? So I just literally was like, no, let's not do this, because it didn't feel right. And I kind of feel like maybe that was me, you know, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, was that me thinking it's some kind of sign? I don't know. Maybe I'm not meant to do that. So I decided against having this done, figure out what else I can do. He did say to me that rosemary essence mixed with a carrier oil, such as jojoba oil, works pretty well. So I think I'm going to actually try that and see what happens there. So yeah, I'm just going to massage my scalp, and then I just brush through. This is my Aveda brush, which I quite like, and I just slick it back. I've actually got a filming crew coming in about an hour, so I'm gonna do my makeup as well and just show you how I do a very light look when I don't really want to be wearing makeup. So I add some more of this oil to the palm of my hand, and I actually go over the hair, like the ends, so it's really kind of drenched in the oil. I've got such a flaky scalp at the moment, guys. Like, it's so bad, so I'm gonna actually put some extra oil. Let's now tie this back. Okay, hair is done. I need to wash my hands. So I've only got a little bit of this. I had this from Milkshake, which is the Energizing Blend Scalp Treatment, which is, it's a rosemary essence. It's nearly finished, but I usually add it to the sides where I feel like my hair is becoming very fine. Oh, it's totally run out. Great. Okay, I've got my breakfast shake here too. Part of my clean eating diet. So this is 1 part coconut milk, 3 parts water, 45 grams of chocolate whey protein, a shot of Nespresso coffee, and we're done. Whiz that in the blender, a bit of ice. So good. Let's take these off. Let's see how horrendous the dark circles are. They're pretty bad. I felt rough as hell this morning. Let's just clean off the face. I'm just going to use the basic stuff I'm using at the moment. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Glow Toner. I don't actually know if this does anything, but I do like the smell of it. It reminds me of this kind of skincare that I used to use back in the day. So basically, I used to go and spend like a month or so every year in India. My family's actually from Kenya, but my grandmother, who used to live with us, she's not alive anymore, but she had a house in this really beautiful part of India. So much greenery, so clean, so stunning area. And it was a really nice villa, and basically she would spend the kind of winter months of the UK, she would spend that in India, in her villa. And basically when I had my holidays, I would go, my summer holidays, was it summer holidays? I can't remember, but whenever we had like long holidays, I would actually go and stay with her, and I loved it. And basically while I was out there, I started using some of the skincare in India, and I can't remember the brand, but there was some woman who had some crazy big voluminous hair who was on the front of every product. She had a skincare line and it was really popular out in India, and it was so good. I don't know what came of it. It was just amazing because it was just full of all natural stuff. And back then it was just, everything was very natural. Even like, you know, you just know what you're getting is real, and it wasn't packed with ridiculous ingredients and things which are harsh for your skin. And this product smells like that a little bit. It has this, I don't know if it's clove or what, but there's something in there and it reminds me of that. So that's really the reason I use it. So anyway, I'm going to go into some eye serum. This is my Pixie Roll-On Detoxify Eye Serum. I don't really use a lot of Pixie stuff, to be honest, but these eye masks that I had on and this eye serum, I really do like. I only use these two things when I feel like my eyes are feeling a bit sore or tired, you know, like because I've not had enough sleep. And this has got this like kind of roller ball on there, which is quite cooling. So I just really smooth that all over. Okay, I'm just gonna add some of my lip hydrator. This is my, I've got hair everywhere now, guys, sorry. This is my Dior Lip Maximizer. I use this daily. It's just the clear colour, and it's I think it's supposed to be plumping, but I don't actually do it for that, and it doesn't really, I don't feel like it's a lot of plump that you get, but I do it for the hydration because it really does keep my lips hydrated. So right now I am going to add my moisturiser, which is my It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I do like this moisturiser. It's just a really basic moisturiser. This is one of those moisturisers that you can trust. It's just does the job. Do you know what I mean? Now next what I do, I should have brought a mirror in here and I didn't. I'm just going to use my phone. I wanted to just bring everything in here and do it because I feel like the other room is in a bit of a mess. So I've got my Urban Decay Slick Day Brow Gel. I just go over my brows and just brush them up diagonally. Now I don't have the greatest brows, right? So I have very sparse brows. Wow, my eyes look so red. And they've been nano bladed as well, which kind of needs doing at the moment, I can tell. There are certain areas, such as down here, I have, like, it's very sparse, and one brow is definitely worse than the other. But I do this because it actually makes it easier to like, fill them in a bit, and I'll show you how. So what I do now, I'm going to do this with a, actually no, I need that. I can do it with a cotton. I'll just do it with my fingers. I'm actually just going to press this up. Let's make sure this is actually going the way that I want it to. Up to the side, and it flattens. That's it. Why didn't I bring a mirror? Okay, I need to go get a mirror. Okay, so that's all slicked now, right? So it makes it much easier for me to actually put my brow products on in a bit, which I'll show you. Now, next I put my Milk Makeup Hydro Gel. This is a really basic look that I'm doing. It's just when I don't want to look like I'm dead and clearly I do today, so I really want to kind of make sure I infuse a bit of life into my skin. So next up I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is number 5. I am just gonna add a whole load of this. Then I just obviously try not to get it in your brows that you just smoothed down. Oh my god, what is going on with me? There you go. So now that that's done, we can add our skin tint. So I'm using a tinted moisturiser. This is the Laura Mercier one in 3W Palomino. And I'm going to put this on the back of my hand. And I've got my BK 106 brush, sorry guys. Buff it into the brush and then buff it onto the skin. And this is a really light coverage, by the way. It's sheer coverage. But I do feel like when you layer it in the way that I've layered it right now, you get a better coverage. Definitely makes your skin look more healthy. And you'll find that you don't actually need to, you know, like spread it out everywhere. It's just kind of wherever you need it, because the layer underneath really helps to just give you that flawless finish. I feel like this really helps to make my skin look good. You don't need a lot of that, so that's all we're going to put there. Then I have my concealer. Now I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is in Sand, and I've got my sponge ready. So let me just do my eyelids first. I've forgotten a puff. Hold on. Okay, so I've got my sponge. You want to make sure you don't go too far up into the brow, because obviously you've got your brow gel on there. And, you know, let me just tell you a little trick. When you put your eyebrow gel on first, before you do any makeup, it stops you from going too far up. And when you go over the brow with concealer and foundation, I know you're thinking, okay, I'm getting it everywhere I need it, but you don't actually need it in all those places. And by putting the gel there first, it actually stops you from going a bit OTT with the concealer. So now that we've got that, I've got my brush, I've got my Huda Beauty Easy Bake powder here. Now we're going to add some of this concealer here. I can also tell my voice is a bit croaky today. So I think what scares me when I don't have enough sleep, I know my immune system struggles and that kind of drops, and then I'm just like, am I going to get sick? So anyway, let's buff this in. You want to keep this just on the under eye wherever you need it. Honestly, don't even apply it if you don't need it. If you're fine with just the tinted moisturiser everywhere, then just stick to that. But I think a lot of people assume that when you are feeling really tired and you can see it in your skin and your face, or you're just feeling ill or something like that, that you just assume you need, you know, more makeup. And honestly, less is more, but it's about the way that you apply it. Like now I feel like, okay, we've got good coverage, but also because of the layering and the products we've used, I feel like it's just kind of given my skin a bit of life. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of blush. I'm using my Rhode Pocket Blush in Freckle. And this is my Hourglass 15 brush. And I just kind of like go over like that. And then just, the peaks of the cheekbones. Great, another hair. Okay. If you ever feel like you've got a little bit too much blush, you literally just want to get your sponge, nothing on it, and just go overlap it a little bit with whatever concealer foundation was already on it, and it will just lighten it up a bit. So I just want to add a little bit of sculpt. So I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand in medium. Just going to do a bit there. You can do the nose. Okay, so I've got my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Complexion brush. Just take this into the hairline. You don't actually need a lot. I just flip the brush over and use the smaller side to just do the sides of the nose. Okay, I don't like to see stripes or anything, so sometimes I just go over with my sponge, you know, just to make sure it's nicely blended in. Right, we can kind of like set the areas that we want to set now. So I just feel really tired today. Okay, right, let's go into the powder. I've got that on my brush. Now I just want to get rid of any creasing here first. Let's set the under eye first. I actually don't want to set like everywhere because I do want to keep that kind of luminosity. I always set the under eye first. I think I also feel like so tired because my sister was here for a week and then now my parents have been here for 2 weeks. So I've had 3 weeks of not my usual sleep schedule, and don't get me wrong, they're not like super, like, you know, they don't go to bed super late all the time, but it's definitely later than me, and it's just been, I think it's kind of taken its toll on me now. Okay, now I just kind of take this wherever else I feel like I want it, which is usually kind of like center of the face, around the brows, because I hate the brow area looking shiny. And the sides of the face I kind of leave because I don't actually think that needs to fully be mattified. Like, and even if you do, you can kind of just skim the powder over, because when you use a brush, it doesn't fully mattify it. There you go. I think that's done. We're good with that. Let's just do the brows quickly. So this is my Benefit Mighty Fine brow pen. I love this. This is number 4. Now I really don't want like a full-on heavy brow, so I am just going to show you what I do, which kind of like makes them look presentable. This brow is always harder to do. I don't know why. I just feel like it's higher than the other one. Okay, you can handle today. That's what I'm telling myself. I just feel, I kind of feel like I had my breakfast too early. Like it's making me feel a bit too full. I haven't even finished it yet. Okay. This is my Anastasia brow pen. I kind of just add this. It just gives me a bit more precision. Okay, so I kind of let those two, I use those two brow pens because this is just gives me the strokes everywhere, but it's not so precise. And then this one is precise, so I can just fill in the areas that maybe it missed out or something. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes. I was thinking, guys, of adding a lot more kind of unboxing stuff on this channel. What do you think? Because I don't like doing that on my other beauty channel because that's primarily educational. And I thought on here, you know, I can add the odd tutorial in here and there, which is really relaxed like this, you know, and then include unboxing and stuff as well. So let me know what you think. So I've curled my lashes. I now go for the Kosas Brow Pop Nano in dark brown because this brow pen would have dried. Now I just fill in the areas which quite clearly the brow pen is not enough for. I've got this production crew coming. They'll probably be here soon to just do a recce of my apartment because I've got a really big campaign coming up and I'm really excited about this. So they're going to be filming a kind of day in my life, but I don't know how many of them are coming. I hope it's literally just like 2 people. So I don't have like a crowd of people in here. I get really funny about stuff like, I don't know how to tell people to take their shoes off. I don't know how to tell people. I find it really awkward. Like what if they ask, I'm like, yeah, if you wouldn't mind. But if they don't ask, then I feel awkward telling them because then it's like, how do I say that? Could you take your shoes off, please? I just feel really awkward telling them that. But then at the same time, we don't have carpet, we have tiles. We have like rugs. It's like a rug under the dining table and stuff like that. But everywhere it's tiles. I don't want them walking in with their shoes because they're bringing in all the crap from outside and the bacteria. So even the stuff you can't like see, but it's bacteria. And secondly, what if they're not wearing any socks or they're wearing flip-flops or something? And then I don't want them walking barefoot on my on my tiles. Is that weird? Is it just me? I don't like I feel like I'm gonna have to disinfect the entire floor. Like I don't want you walking barefoot in my apartment because this is my space and it's weird. Or am I weird for thinking that? And then I also don't want you bringing in your shoes because of the bacteria. So like socks, fine. Even now, even thinking about that, it's giving me the ick because it's just like, just don't come in. Just don't come in. That's basically it. I can't help it. I'm just going over a few bits that I missed. Honestly, my husband is OCD, right? But not about that kind of stuff. He's OCD about messiness and organizing stuff and the way things look, right? I'm OCD about bacteria stuff that you don't necessarily always see. Like sometimes I can be messy, but I'm definitely clean. And yeah, so we're kind of like different kinds of OCD. That is it, guys. That's a quick tutorial of how I get my face done if I am not so bothered. I look tired, I feel tired, and I want to give my skin some healthy glow. Oh, I could put a little bit of mascara on. I've curled my lashes, might as well. Even mascara, like I feel like when I'm doing this look, like if you look, that's all I put on. It's not actually a lot. I actually feel like less looks better with this type of look. And there we have it. Not even any lip liner because I am not feeling the plump lips at the moment. I am loving this kind of, I wouldn't say thin lip look, but just not plump. Do you know what I mean? Right, I'm gonna clear this up. I'm gonna go clean up the apartment a little bit before they get here and hope that I don't have to clean it after they've left. And see you on the next vlog.